to the republic for which it stands.
One nation, under God.
Indivisible.
With liberty and justice for all.
Guns, self-defense, concealed carry. This is the Patriot Defense Podcast. From the war room in Idaho's high desert, here's your host, Todd Echols.
We're learning some new details about that tragic church shooting that occurred in Fort Worth, Texas this morning. It reportedly has left at least 2 people dead. Christina Coleman has been following it all as it develops. Christina?
Well, Eric, we've just got an update from officials in White Settlement, Texas. At least 3 people were critically injured, including the shooter at West Freeway Church of Christ. Ages of victims ranged from 30 to 60 years old. Police received a call shortly before 10 a.m. Central Time for gunshots, specifically a person with gunshot wounds there at the church. When White Settlement police and fire arrived, they found 3 people in critical condition, at least 3 people. Our local affiliate, KDFW, reporting the shooter was engaged by an armed security officer at the church. But at this time, it's unclear whether the gunshot the shooter received was self-inflicted or if they were shot by the guard or someone else. Officials can't say yet whether the shooter made it into the sanctuary or whether church was in service at the time. However, we have learned that the church did have a Bible study and a worship service scheduled for this morning. Authorities believe there is no ongoing threat to the community, but bomb-sniffing dogs are checking the area to make sure the church grounds are safe and secure at this time. We are also hearing reports that the shooting may have been captured on camera. There are reports that the church was live streaming online when this shooting occurred. But again, as of now, officials say they're at the very beginning stages of this investigation. They have a lot to look into. Fort Worth police and fire assisting White Settlement authorities, and the ATF is also en route. No information at this time, though, on a motive or details on the shooter as of now. Eric?
All right, Christina.
There you go. Another shooting, another church shooting. Go figure. You know, this happens more often than not anymore. I don't know. My name is Todd Echols. I'm with Patriot Defense. I probably should start with that. Just kind of jumping in here. I've already done the podcast for the week. Me and Mr. Tarver did. But then this popped up. So I thought I had some time. I jump on here, and I've got a lot to say about this, actually. So maybe 10 minutes, it may be 30 minutes. I'm not sure. But I've got a lot to say about this, and it was more than I could actually type on Facebook. This is great. Okay, there was a shooting there. That's not good, but it was great that church they were prepared, they were armed, they had a security team in place. They were able to jump in and eliminate the threat. So what happened is we were down in, just like you heard on the news clip here. Let me pull up my notes on my phone. It was West Freeway Church down in Texas. They were starting the worship service. A gentleman walked in. He walked up to I believe it was one of the ushers, said a few words to him, and then turned around, pulled out a rifle, a shotgun. I haven't seen any reports on that, exactly what it was. Pulled it out and shot one of the first security officers there. The guy did not draw his gun soon enough. He got shot. Another gentleman, security guy, jumped up, drew his firearm. A third one jumped up, drew his firearm, put the shot on target, and eliminated the threat. That is how it is supposed to go down, folks. That is why you have to have security in place. There was other pictures where it showed like 4 other people that actually had stood up, and they were armed as well. This was an armed congregation with a security team in place. I hate that anyone had to die. I hate that the bad guy had to die. I hate that the good guy had to die. I hate that this had to even happen. But the fact that it did, and they were prepared. They had it all taken care of before law enforcement even arrived. They took care of themselves. They were able to protect the flock. The fact that there are still churches out there that do not allow, in fact, they ask that their congregation leave their weapons at home, that they don't want them to bring their guns to church. In churches, for example, my church, there is documented shootings. Okay, there's documenting shootings of people going into the church, drawing firearms and killing people. And they have since come out and said, we do not want your firearms in church. There is no place for your firearms in a church building. unless you are law enforcement. Are you kidding me? This came down from up above. This came down from the upper elites in the church, okay? This came from Salt Lake. Do not carry your weapons at church. You should not have them. If you have them, we're going to ask you to leave. That is a bunch of bull crap, if you ask me. If they can protect themselves, so can we. They are no better than us. They are men just like us, okay? You have little churches all over the country that allow for armed congregations. They allow for this. They don't enjoy it, but they allow for it. They know that evil exists, and they don't know when it's going to raise its head. They don't know when it's going to attack. But they are able, they go through the steps. They arm security. They allow people to have protocols in place, and they're able to take care of this. I personally have had numerous churches bring church groups to me, locally, to me, and we've gone over their training and helped them shoot and helped them fine-tune their skills. They are prepared. That is what is supposed to happen. I don't understand how there can be churches out there that do not allow this, especially mine. I mean, my church upholds the Constitution, okay? In the Constitution, we have our Second Amendment rights. It allows us the right to self-defense. It allows all this stuff. Don't tell me that I can protect myself outside the church, but I can't inside the church. Just because I'm in a church building, that does not stop evil at the door. If it stops evil at the door, and you're so sure it stops evil at the door, then no one else in the church should be able to have security, armed guards, build training facilities for their security. That is absolutely ridiculous. You can protect yourself, but I can't protect me. That's a lot like our government. I know you've heard me say that before. It just irritates me to no end. It frustrates me. And granted, I've been told, we're not going to kick you out, Todd, if you carry a gun at church. Well, if I go to church, when I go to church, I will be armed. I'll tell you right now, I will be armed, and I will protect me and mine. And I'm not too worried about you telling me to leave, because if I show up armed and you know it and you ask me to leave, I'm going to leave and never come back. That's just the way it is. That's how important my family is to me. That's how important my well-being is to me. I'm not going to put my family in a situation. But this is just outrageous that there's still places, there's still churches, there's still facilities that do not allow this. A building, a church, a business, whatever it is, that is a gun-free zone. All that is a state and national sponsored killing field. That's all that is. You can't protect yourself. I have posted I don't know how long it's going to be there. It took me a while to actually find the live video of this last shooting. I kept going to articles where they had it, and it kept being pulled down. YouTube pulled it down, so I actually pulled it off of one of the articles, and I saved it. And I can't actually post that one. Facebook won't let me post it, but I have it. And if anybody wants to look at that video that hasn't seen it, let me know. I'll send that to you. I'll text it to you. Email me, patriotdefense13 13 at yahoo.com, patriotdefense13 at yahoo.com. Call me, ask for it. Text me, ask for it. My number is 620-794-6223. I will get you that video. But until then, go to my Facebook page, Patriot Defense Facebook page. Check out the article. Watch the video. Anyone in that video, or in that congregation that wasn't armed, what did they do? They hunkered down. They laid down. They screamed. They ran. They were defenseless. It was like fish in a barrel. Fish in a barrel. That's what you are. The bad guy's going to walk in that door. You have nowhere to run. And if you do run for another door, usually, the chapels are big. You got a lot of people. I mean, it's a spray and pray at that point. Evil is not stopped at a doorway. Evil is not stopped by a sign. The only thing that can stop evil is a good man, an armed man, especially if one has a firearm. That's how you stop evil. You show them that you're not going to be pushed around. You show them that you have something to defend yourself with when you need to and if you need to. It's, I'm doing Facebook Live here, so I'm like a one-man show here. Okay, I'm running the board and doing Facebook Live, so I can't exactly type in any comments. But, John posted up there, it's our job to protect our family and keep them safe. I don't believe anyone has the right to tell you different. That's exactly right. No one. My family was given, if you're a God-fearing man, like I am, I believe my family was given to me as a gift. They are mine, but they're not mine. They were given to me. They were given to me as a gift, and I need to raise them and protect them and teach them the best way that I know how. And I teach them about their rights. I teach them about everything, and it's my duty to protect them. And if that means I'm going to carry a gun to do so, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do whatever it takes to keep them safe until my kids grow up and they leave the nest, and then I'm still going to be trying to keep them safe the best that I can. And if that's teaching them how to use a firearm and teaching them how to carry it correctly, teaching them how to conceal carry it correctly so they can take it everywhere with them, and I'm going to go everywhere, okay? My little air quotes, everywhere. I'll let you read into that. You make the choice. You decide what everywhere means, okay? It's going to mean something different for each of us. But the fact that there's people that sit around thinking that evil is not out there or it's not going to pick them is sorely mistaken. I've had to draw my gun at least twice. I never expected to. I was just in the driveway of my yard or of my house. I was in my driveway one evening, and the other time I was out with my 4-year-old daughter fishing. I did not expect to use my firearm there. Okay, I'm going to go to church. When I'm at church, I do not expect to have to use my firearm there, but I will have my firearm with me, and no one can tell me otherwise. If they do, I will go somewhere that will let me defend myself and defend my family and protect others. It's utterly ridiculous that people come out and say that we don't have that right. I look at everything that's going on in Virginia. It's just maddening to me. I look at everything that's going on with churches that say you can't carry there, and then I look at what happens today. Just baffles me to no end. Baffles me to no end. I don't know. I'm almost speechless. I mean, I had all the stuff in my head I wanted to say, and now I'm almost speechless. I want to say I'm not camera shy necessarily, but I'm almost speechless. Bad things happen, people. Do not deny it. Bad things happen. Not everyone's your friend. We like to think they are, but you need to be prepared for anything that might come your way. And that means going out and training and practicing. That guy in the video, if he was the one that pulled the shot off, I mean, it looks like the guy that's furthest away pulled the shot off. One shot. I mean, they say that this guy that came into the church is wearing. I don't actually. Excuse me. Let me take that back. I'm confusing articles. I don't know if the guy was wearing body armor or not. But this gentleman who pulled the shot off, it was quite a little distance. One shot, he dropped the bad guy in his tracks right there. Fantastic. I bet you that guy, I could tell he went out and did some training. He went out and did some shooting. He went to the range. Over the last couple weeks, I've been trying to hammer home, and it's more for me. It's more for you, but it's more for me as well. Go out and shoot. I'm doing, and I'm gonna call them, because this is what they are. I mean, they're good drills, but I'm doing stupid little drills. But you know what? They're making me better. They're making me find my flaws, my weaknesses, and you can see the targets. I'm not a perfect shooter. I pull shots, I get lazy, I flinch, all that stuff. It happens, right? That's why we go. We need to develop that muscle memory. We need to be prepared. We need to be prepared to be ready. That's what we need to be. We need to go out. We need to not only shoot your gun, you need to be physically ready. But I don't know. It's just a little journey that I've been going on lately. We have to be ready for everything. And we have to carry a firearm, and we have to be aware of where we go. But the fact that these places like churches some of these churches do not let you carry a firearm, look around. Look around. Today, the guy who pulled the trigger saved the day. That security team saved the day. Philip wrote up here, he read an article that said that the guy that pulled the trigger was a law enforcement officer. I personally haven't read that. I've read numerous things. I haven't read that one. I've heard he was retired FBI. I heard he was just part of the security team at church. I have no idea. But he was prepared, right? He was prepared. They all were prepared. They had a security team in place. Granted, a security team member died. Okay, I understand that. But you know what? That security team did what it was supposed to do. They engaged that shooter. They drew that shooter's attention to them. Therefore, no one else in the congregation was harmed. And that is what was supposed to happen. If you were going to sign up and be a member of your church's security team, if you're lucky enough to have a church that has a security team or cares for your safety, I know I struggle with this with mine. But if you're lucky to be a member of a security team or at a church that cares for your safety, you have to understand that the security team is going to draw the shooter's attention to them and away from the congregation. You have to know that going into it. You may die. You have a firearm. Anytime you strap on a firearm, concealed carry a firearm, and you go out amongst the world, the store, the church, whatever, you may die. But at least you can go down with supposedly a fighting chance. So I say bravo. I'm going to clap up for everyone who's seen me. Bravo to that security team. They did what they were supposed to do. No one else in the congregation got injured or even died, except for that one security team member. And my hat's off to him. He did his job. And I hope I think there was one security guy that was shot, and I think he was wounded. And I think they said he's doing okay. I don't know. I got blasted with articles all day long, but they did a great job. They did what they were supposed to do. Now, I do want to, I don't want to sound like I'm bloodthirsty. I'm not bloodthirsty. I'm just here to protect my family and help protect others. That's what I want to do. I want to practice my Second Amendment rights. Now, I do want to close this out with, I know this is kind of a short one. This isn't the main podcast. The main podcast was done on Friday. We did not Facebook Live that one. It was me and Tarver. We went through the whole Virginia thing. But I wanted to close this out. There was a video of a gentleman who was in the congregation at the time. It's this gentleman. It says his name was John Richardson. He survived this morning's shooting. It says he and his wife hit the ground and he laid on top of her to protect her. He didn't have a firearm, and that's his choice. I'm not saying everyone needs to have a firearm, but he protected his wife the best way he could by trying to shield her, and neither of them got shot. But he had some words, and we all are all human. We're all going to feel, and if you go to church and you're a God-fearing man, I just really liked this guy's little interview, kind of what he said about it. So here we go.
Well, the only problem is that we have to understand that evil is everywhere, and that no matter preaching or teaching, if evil's going to try to do something horrible, evil's going to do something horrible. That's all it is. All you can do is do your best to stop evil from happening to more people. That's all you can do. And you have to go on, and we have to understand that this poor man, I don't know what his mental state was, but my heart goes out to his family because they have to live with this. And we have. I know he took some lives, but we have to remember he's a creature of God also, just like we are. And it was a sad thing that he had to come into the congregation and hurt people, and it's a sad thing that we had to hurt him. But I don't have any hate for this person. We can't have hate for these people. We can't have hate for anybody that does hate for us. We have to go on. We have to live that life of Christ that wants us to teach and preach and be that example of His on earth to every person we can meet. And that's all we can do. We just have to pick up the pieces and go and take care of who we can, take care of, appreciate every moment you have, and love everybody with the love of Christ that you can love.
And there you go. I mean, that's some words to think about. This gentleman, he doesn't have any hate for this person. He hated that he came in and hurt people. He hated that the congregation, that they had to step in and they had to hurt him. He feels bad for the family. That gentleman's heart is in the right place, and no one should enjoy killing. No one should go out looking for trouble. I know I don't, but you want to have a firearm there, a way to protect yourself if need be. And I sure hope you guys are able to hear that audio, because I've been having a little trouble with some of my audio. I double checked it, so I hope you heard it. If you're listening, throw up there, say, hey, we heard your audio, or hey, we didn't. And if you didn't, I will put this out in podcast form. But I just, thanks for joining me this afternoon. I said it's about 20 minutes is what this was. I just wanted to get on touch base. It's more than I could put on Facebook. And I mean, I hope you can understand what I'm saying. And maybe your church allows you to carry, and that's great. Mine does not, and I'm having a real struggle with it, a real problem with it, especially everything that after, all the stuff that happens, as you can kind of tell. But that's on me. I'll work through it. I'll do what I think is necessary. You guys get that? Necessary. I'll let you read into that too. But if you like the podcast, we've been growing in numbers. I truly appreciate that. Subscriptions have been going up. Downloads have been going up. Share it with your friends. Share it with your family. You can find this. It's called the Patriot Defense Podcast. You can find it on iTunes. You can find it on Spotify. You can find it on Stitcher. And Tarver always laughs when I say this, but you can find it in many other podcast catcher apps. They're out there. You can actually go to my website, patriotdefense13.com, and you can find it there as well. You can listen to it there as well. You can hit my contact button and get a hold of me. Phone number, text number is area code 620-794-6223. That's area code 620-794-6223. And we should be back. We should be back next week. And I tell you what, if I'm ever around all my setup here and we have more breaking news on anything and I'm close by, I will jump on here and give you guys a heads up, throw my thoughts out there. Feel free to, like I said, share this with your family, share this with your friends. Even take this live video if you want. Take this live video and, share it on your page. Maybe your friends will grab it and share it as well. But until then, be safe. Carry whenever you can and wherever you can. And you make the choice. When I say whenever and wherever, you make the choice of where that's going to be for you and when that's going to be for you. Because you're the only one looking out for you. So until then, you guys have a good Sunday evening. Thanks for joining me. Bye.